above as well as under the water. Sperm whales, schools of mobular rays, blue sharks find rich feeding grounds in the channels between the islands. Nutrient-rich reefs draw in life. Blue whales seek out tons of krill in ocean depths. Here, around, a family of false killer whales cruise the ocean on the lookout for prey. A blue shark patrols alone. Shoalfish confuse single predators. But when they meet false killer whales, the water boils. An individual false killer whale dives down with its prey. A blue shark comes late to the feast, drawn by scent molecules. But this morsel presents a problem. With jaws not made for chewing, it'll never swallow this tail fin. With their gills to breathe. This shark can't, so it has to keep moving. Near the surface, another blue shark is demolishing a tuna. This job its teeth can do. Shake and take. Fragments streaming from its gills float to the surface. A little extra for the seabirds. After nearly 6 centuries of human habitation, the seas around these volcanic islands are still largely unexplored. This is the world of the anglerfish. A 1,000 meters down, this pink frogmouth ignores the pressure of 100 kilos per square centimeter, and less easy to name. In the darkness, it's easy to underestimate your prey. It has to fit into your stomach. The six-gill is one of the largest deep-sea sharks, but at night it swims to the shallows. The crab lives in darkness. It has never seen this kind of light. Nor has its coral community. Beyond the scorpion, dormant or extinct, it can create it, above and below the water. The underwater cliffs of Formigas are the summit of a volcano. Overall, the waters of Europe's wild islands are home to more than 1,500 species. This is the spiny starfish. There are 530 fish species, like the damselfish, swarming along reef ledges. The grouper is a formidable loner. Its giant maws scare off intruders. The barred hogfish is a lot prettier than its name. It's a protogynous hermaphrodite like its cousin, the grouper. It starts off female until it reaches a certain length. Then it becomes a male, aggressively defending its territory. Heavy surf stirs up food. For some, that means come out and eat. For others, take cover. The powerful grouper hides in his rock grotto. Under the water, survival can depend on staying still, very still, like a wide-eyed flounder. With his general-purpose military markings, the Guinean pufferfish doesn't mind being seen. The Atlantic lizardfish doesn't bother with disguises at all. It simply shimmies into the sand. This may fool both its prey and its predators. But it won't fool the pufferfish patrol. The shamefaced crab folds its pincers to protect its gills and digs itself in. Leaving no opening for the plump flatfish. Bye. A starfish flees at top speed from a marauding snail. The Triton snail feeds mainly on echinoderms, like the purple sea star. It's no big deal for an octopus. No pickings for it here. Sacrificing an arm, the starfish gets away. It's escaped with its life, and the limb will grow again. Hold of the Azores, it's permanent night. Perfect for a nocturnal common stingray. It's not alone here. Sliding over the cavern walls, unicorn shrimp. In the Canberra light, combers and scorpionfish snatch at their prey. The brown moray eel is cleaning up on the cavern floor. The shrimps come up from deeper waters to spend the winter. For some, it's a short winter. The females packed with blue eggs are especially sought after. The shrimps also live off crustaceans, their own species. What's left of the moray eel's dinner? First, eat your neighbor, then take time for a spot of grooming. Nearby, on the rocks, an octopus with a human face reaches out. The stingray glides back to the ocean. Passing the hundreds of bristleworms growing in front of the cavern. Their tentacles trap particles from the passing current to eat or to construct the tubes they live in. Deeper down is a mysterious place, a rare sight in the Azores. A garden of soft corals. They don't make chalk exoskeletons like their tropical cousins. The currents carry plankton down to their home on sunken seamounts. The venomous buried anemone is active only at night. During the day, it contracts. Once, scientists couldn't agree whether corals were plants or animals, so they called them anthozoa, flower animals. Dangerous place on the Azores. They call it the Anchor Graveyard. Scores of great iron anchors lying on the seabed. When an Atlantic storm hit, the only way to save your ship from the rocks was to cut the anchor rope fast and dash for the open sea. The iron left behind has become a rusting reef for a multitude of creatures. These anchors are coated by algae and tube worms. A shark's outline protects hiding fish. The grim-looking sea robin feels its way. The 3 front spines of its pectoral fins have their own receptor cells for finding food. The Mediterranean moray's mouth is mournful, but it's miming the call of the sea robin's swim bladders. A common octopus discreetly searches for food. It will fit in anywhere. While bearded fireworms clear up the corpses in the Anchor Graveyard. They are the mobile relatives of the immobile tube worms. The octopus has found another spot to test its camouflage skills. Humpback whales migrate between the Arctic and the tropics. They make a hunchback when they dive, hence the name. A pod of fin whales, the blue whale's closest relatives, the 2 species can interbreed. They swim back and forth between Arctic and subtropical waters. Fin whales and blue whales have their blowhole in the center of their skulls. Sperm whales have theirs on the left. Baleen whales spend long periods sieving krill and plankton from the waters of the Azores. They leave their excreta behind them. It feeds vegetable phytoplankton. Animal plankton eat the phytoplankton, and at the other end of the food chain are fish and the whales themselves. But a great deal of whale food comes from deeper down. Meanwhile, not all the creatures of the eternal darkness are permanently banished to the depths. Every night, countless organisms leave the realm of the bizarre anglerfish and rise into shallower waters. Colossal amounts of krill join them on the upward journey. A nightly vertical migration. Salps and bioluminescent comb jellies illuminate the greatest movement of biomass on Earth. All here to harvest the vegetable plankton, or get eaten themselves. This innocent-looking blob is anything but. A Portuguese man-o-war is a colonial organism, a conglomeration of polyps serving different functions. One polyp is the sail. Innumerable other polyps repel invaders or catch booty with tentacles that stretch up to 30 meters. On the right, a salp has become ensnared. Venom from stinging cells kills the prey. The tentacles drag it to the mouth. Salps are tunicates, or sea squirts, more closely related to us than to jellyfish. Delicate bands of muscle rhythmically contract, pumping water through the salp's body, filtering its food. Salps build into chains and can direct themselves through the water. A chain can be up to a meter or longer. Unlike salps, many jellyfish have venomous tentacles. But they too have predators. They're one of the favorite foods of loggerhead sea turtles. On their 5-year journey from the Florida beach where they were born, they swallow innumerable jellyfish immune to the venom. But there's another hitch. Comb jellies have no sting cells, but in the water they look a lot like drifting plastic. And that's the problem. The turtles try to eat plastic, and it kills them. This is a great jellyfish hunter. At up to 3 meters in length, the ocean sunfish particularly relishes the Portuguese man-o-war. But that too catches other jellyfish. The sunfish can dive. This heaviest of all bony fish tears its prey apart in the depths. The man-o-war must stay on the surface, but it's a most effective hunter. One of the ocean's fastest swimmers likes to stay close to flotsam, the mahi-mahi. Because floats and buoys provide protection in the open sea. Some species may have survived ocean transfer as passengers on floating debris. This is the whale shark. The world's biggest fish. That's what 12 meters of muscle and cartilage say about the whale shark. Like Mobula rays, it's mainly a plankton eater, but also eats crustaceans and small fish. The rays' rolled fins on their foreheads direct the plankton into their mouths. Mobula rays are part of the manta ray family. They cruise in small groups, shadowed by fish using them as cover and picking up their leftovers. Flying in slow motion, the rays dance through the ocean, round the volcanoes. On the Azores, you're either coming or going. In December, with the sheer waters long gone, male sperm whales are returning from their feeding grounds in the Arctic waters. They meet males who were too young to make the journey, and mothers with their young calves born while they were away. While the mother dives for food, her calf stays on the surface. It'll be 2 years before he dives with the group. The whales will seek giant squid at a depth of 1,000 meters. At 18 meters and weighing in at 50 tons, sperm whales are the world's biggest toothed whales. The calf will remain alone for up to an hour, defenseless against a possible attack by killer whales. Finally, the group return from the deep. The calf is once more under the protection of its mother. She will feed it for 2 years. During this time, she won't fall pregnant. Now the whales can take their ease, preferably hanging vertically in the water.